Good afternoon and welcome back to College Football On Tap, brought to you by the On Tap Sportsnet. I'm your host, Chris White, joined alongside with Bruno Oger and former fill-in, current On Tap contributor, Ross. What's going on, buddy? How was your guys' Thanksgivings?
It's pretty good. Little bit laid back with the little guy. Picked him up from his mom's house, and he did not want to go anywhere else after that. So It's been a little laid back night from there, taking a nap, and I'm ready to roll.
There you go.
Yeah, I got home from work at like 4:35 in the morning, so an early day, but couldn't really sleep. So maybe got like 45 minutes of actual sleep. Went out to my mom's. We had food, we drank. We left at the halftime of the Cowboys game. Me and Nikki proceeded to do our tradition for Thanksgiving and watch Christmas Vacation. And then, honestly, I made it through most of the movie. I kind of slept in and out of it, and then fell asleep at the halftime of the Seahawks game and was out at 8 p.m. So then I went and had mimosas this morning at 8 a.m. Had to make up.
Nothing wrong with that. Mimosas are awesome.
It's my favorite Christmas movie, and literally the only reason I have this hat.
Nice.
Nice.
I didn't even realize that. I'm sure Nikki's putting it on in the room right now, and she's going to love it.
I know we covered this a few weeks ago on our pop culture show, aka this one. What was yours again, Bruno? Favorite
what? Christmas
movie?
Like Christmas.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah, boo.
Christmas Vacation will play every single day from now until Christmas. So
yeah, no, it's a classic. It's great. I like it.
Me and Nikki are going to see Chevy Chase tomorrow. We're going to watch. Well, not tomorrow. I keep on thinking because of the extra day off here that it's already Saturday, and I'm watching college football.
Feels like a Saturday.
I was gonna say it's Friday, bud.
Yeah. So
I worked today, so everything feels like a Saturday. Like nobody was in my plant. It was kind of just me walking around. So just very Saturday vibes going on.
Well, that's kind of nice. So yeah, at least like you feel like there's no pressure on you when no one's in the building.
Oh yeah, just gonna do whatever I want. 2-hour lunches. Not really, but that'd be nice.
All right, we don't want to sit there and get you in trouble now at work. But all right, so I'm going to jump into it. You see our background's a little bit different. We had to make some changes here today to make sure we could get a three-way screen, as this is the first time we're ever having all three of us on here at once. We always love having Ross on. Great opinions. Kind of really makes me think a lot, as you were doing earlier in the group chat with some of our talk about something special we were going to do for this episode. But we'll jump into the main story of the whole weekend, what everybody's looking forward to, the 11 a.m. Central Time game tomorrow morning between Michigan and Ohio State. We all know what's going on with Michigan and all the drama we talk about every single time we do one of these shows. And now we have this game that we've been waiting for, and no Harbaugh on the sideline. How we feeling about it, boys?
I mean, what I'm an Ohio State homer. Ever since they beat Notre Dame, I was like, a little pissy, little fuck you guys. But they handled Penn State, Maryland when they were still decent. They're a good squad. McCord has been getting better every week. Harrison Jr. is different. I mean, they know what's going on. Ryan Day coaches a good club over there. I still am having trouble deciding who I think is going to win this game, even without Harbaugh, though.
I agree.
I don't know if that's just me, but I feel like not having Harbaugh almost kind of gives them a fuck you sort of edge. Like,
yeah,
this is the ultimate statement maker right here.
I completely feel those sentiments, and it's just kind of looking at the players on the field on both sides, and I've been trying to think about this one hard, and I don't have anything.
I felt the exact same way. We're just looking at it where I could see it go either way, but it's also another one of those fuck you games where how bad does it look if Michigan beats Ohio State and Harbaugh's not even on the sidelines?
And I kind of want to see that. It's just
I don't, but I'm not going to be mad.
just so bad for Ryan Day. Like, you already can't beat him, and now he's not even on the sidelines. Are we gonna have a track record here of, oh, you couldn't even beat him when he's not even there?
Right. I mean, especially now, like everything is uncovered. There's no sign stealing. There's literally nothing that Ohio State can use against them if they lose, except for we got outplayed and outcoached by a bench coach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally, for an Ohio State fan, this would be worst case scenario.
Yeah, like beating Notre Dame, beating everybody so far this year. It's you have to be, as a fan who wears like OHIO on your shirt, your hats, your jerseys, like do you even wear your shit out to the bar later at night if you're an Ohio State fan and they lose? Like, I'm not doing it.
No, you absolutely have a change of clothes in the car.
Fuck you.
I legit, I keep on seeing it on the Twitter feed like nonstop of these Ohio State fans saying, these Michigan fans are saying this, these Michigan fans are saying that. And it's like, these people are such jokes and they're cheaters and blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, man, they are going to ride this tide no matter what happens in this football game, I think. But I don't think you really can. I think if JJ McCarthy goes out there and outplays them, Blake Corum gets that running game going. We know how physical Michigan could be up front. And we've seen Ohio State play really good defense at times. And I know Michigan's defense is up to the challenge. Are they up to the challenge of Marvin Harrison Jr. himself? That's another question, but up to the challenge of everything else that the offense has to throw out there, it's going to be punches back and forth. It might be a very low scoring game. It might be a very high scoring game. I don't know what to think.
What's the spread?
It's Michigan -3.5.
So they're giving them the little extra on that field
Yeah.
goal.
And this is a game that I don't plan on betting. Like, I might do something on it just for maybe like a touchdown parlay or something, because it's kind of like one of those NFL games like we're getting here at 2:00 today, where it's just like, well, I got to do some type of parlay for this game just because it's the NFL and it's on. That's what tomorrow's game feels like. It's like, all right, yeah, I want to watch NIU play it's Kent State tomorrow.
Yeah, it's Kent State. 1-10 Kent State.
I want to watch that game just to see if NIU gets into a bowl game, but we'll get into that in a minute. But at the same time, I want to watch this game with full focus, and I have to do some type of parlay on it to make it a little bit more fun, since I really, at the end of the day, I'm either going to sit there and be like, well, I hate Ohio State and they won. Michigan won, and now maybe in 3 days they're going to say, well, you guys can't go to the college football playoff anyway because fuck you, and that's why.
Right. Like,
we're going to lose to Iowa next week.
That's an absolute simulation theory right there. But I mean, I get it. Like, you hate both those teams or don't like them, whatever. You don't want to see them win. But if you could cash out a couple $100,
I'm just gonna take it. I'm just gonna take it with the not being able to bet. I'm gonna sit back, go old school Midwestern style, and just watch the game. That's it. I'm not the only way to enjoy it.
Good old days.
Is like not to bring. The only way for me to enjoy it, period, is gonna be like not to bring everything that's going on, like in the background. It's just gonna be. It's the game. It's a tradition every year. Old school college football. Here we go. I'm going to sit. I'm going to have beers, snacks. I'm just going to watch the game. That's it. That's really all I have.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't really been betting much because I've been so cold, probably like the last month or so, except for, what I would consider locks, but I'm not like Bruno. I don't sit there and actually look into the stuff. I'm like, +3. I think they'll cover that. I don't look into all the semantics of it.
Do you think I do? No. I've actually been really hot in college basketball so far. A lot of big wins lately in that. It's only been a week and a half, and I think I'm up like $1,000 on college basketball already this year. So shout out for that. But yeah, I really don't know like anything to think about this game. Watching Michigan play last week with Maryland kind of just They didn't really perform to the way that I would expect Michigan to perform against Maryland at this point, because Maryland's been such a troublesome team. I think they're a team that's now 6-5 after a pretty good start to this season, where we thought they were going to be this overwhelmingly good team until they played Ohio State. And then they almost beat Michigan. And that's the only thing that kind of has this little tick in my back of the brain that's kind of leaning towards Ohio State winning this game, is just that Michigan without Harbaugh can't cover spreads, and a spread of 3.5. That kind of keeps the game really close. It's going to come down to the final minutes. I think I'm going to have to go out and meet up with some friends for it before I go do Nikki's family's Thanksgiving dinner type thing that we're going to do. It's just, I don't know. I honestly just like feel like it is, though, like how your sentiments were, Ross. Like, it's the game. You have to do something. And like, I feel like I have to go hang out with my friends and have a beer and watch this game with a Michigan fan at the very least, just to see their emotions.
Nat, you around in the comments?
I mean, like, we're all self-proclaimed like homers. Like, we're all from the Midwest. Like, you grew up on this game. It's just one of those things that happens. Like, if you're from the Midwest, you know it's on a TV somewhere every single week. Or every single year following Thanksgiving, the game is on a TV.
On at a different time, 11 a.m. every year.
Yeah, this is a game that you don't flip channels for. I mean, you watch the commercials because you don't want to miss a snap. You watch the punts. I mean,
this is literally one of those games where, like, you're just a Midwest homer. You don't have to have a dog in the fight. You're going to watch the game every single year because it's where we're from. It's just part of us.
Unless you're a Michigan fan or an Ohio State fan, you kind of just kick back and enjoy watching them kick the shit out of each other.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, yeah, fuck them up a little bit for bowl season.
I've had a lot of fun watching this game, and there's so many good rivalries. I think there's a good rivalry game tonight with Oregon State. Oregon, that might be the second best matchup of the weekend, honestly. I don't really see too many upsets in general happening this weekend, which is kind of why I want to go a different route. And with the first time of all three of us being here doing on this episode, like, I want to kind of change it up a little bit instead of what we normally do. And it's honestly like, there's that game. I think the game tonight's going to be a lot of fun to watch. Very interesting, a very high point spread in that. But yeah, like you guys said, we're from the Midwest. This is kind of like a championship game in itself, especially when they're both undefeated right now. It feels like a national championship type game that you have to be like, all right, excuse everything else, even though there's other things we want to be a part of. This is the game to watch.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah, especially with this entire week slate, nothing really stands out. Obviously, we have all the bubble games and stuff we'll talk about, things like that. Honestly, it took me up until like an hour ago to even spot a trap game. I wasn't feeling it, but I've started to talk myself into one.
I did scour for a underdog game this week, and it's not a flashy one. It's not going to get a TV, but I'm going to bet on it.
Bets in general have been really hard, and Nebraska tied the game up now here with Iowa. So Nebraska and Iowa tied up at 10. I took the Iowa money line. That is part of my betting slate this week. Said I didn't get it out there in time because, well, it's happening. So
as long as you didn't bet the over.
Yeah, and well, no, the over is pretty close. The over was 24.5.
26? 24?
24.5 was the over under.
Is that 3 straight weeks Iowa's breaking records?
Yes.
They set a new record this morning with the over under.
Oh my goodness.
And they're working on it. I mean, it can finish 13-10. There's 6 minutes left in the third, and it is 10-10. So a field goal does win the game at this point.
Jesus Christ.
I actually have this game on, and then I haven't put the Hawks game on yet. My bad, but because I have Akron versus Ohio on the other TV, because Akron's up 14-11 on Ohio, and Ohio is one of the top tier MAC teams. Akron 2-9 this year, not a really good football team. So for Akron to be up in the third quarter Just kind of one of those upset alert games that's kind of fun to watch for me, being a Max.
Some shit up.
Yeah, so it's a very interesting game going on there. I should probably flip to the Hawks before the NFL game starts because Iowa and Nebraska doesn't leave the TV till it's over. This is riveting shit.
Bailey's working from home today with the kids downstairs, so I am left to nothing. This big blank wall behind me, it's not because we're bad at decorating. It's a projector, but that's
I don't have anywhere good to go here because like my roommates are sleeping and whatnot. So I always have these terrible backgrounds. When I do move out, I want to make sure I make this room where it's like, man, that guy has a riveting background for this shit.
I think there's been like 4. Oh, you got the kitchen. Oh, yeah.
Just welcome to the house, guys.
Is that a Bulls championship team behind you?
What?
Is that like the Bulls championship team behind you or something?
Oh no, I got family pictures. I got everything going on.
The one above your left shoulder. That's a family picture?
Yeah.
I thought that was the Chicago Bulls.
Are you guys in like a pool in Mexico or something?
You hit it right on the head.
Did I? Fuck you.
Yeah.
And I thought that was the Chicago Bulls celebrating.
I saw red and I was like, maybe the Hawks?
It basically was.
Oh, man. So, yeah, basically, we've said all we got to say with Michigan, Ohio State. Like, each side has playmakers. It's going to go back and forth. It's going to be punch them in the mouth football. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch. It's as exciting as it gets. So if you are not if you're watching this show just because you love us, you should watch that football game tomorrow at 11 a.m. if you have no ties, because it's as fun as it gets. And that's all I have on it. From there, we could kind of go into.
Well, hold on. We've all pretty much declared that no one cares. We just want to watch a good fight.
Mm-hmm.
You've got to have a favorite. A little piece of you has to be rooting for one side or another.
Michigan.
I'm rooting for
I can't stand Ohio State.
Yeah.
Never. Just never can handle it.
Yeah.
I love Notre Dame and NIU and whatever team is playing Ohio State.
I mean, I don't like Michigan or Ohio State, but I also, apart from the sign stealing and all the other bad shit he's done, I do not like Harbaugh.
You mean the next coach of the Chicago Bears?
I am not a Harbaugh guy. I love his brother.
Bear down.
Yeah. I'm going for Ohio State tomorrow. I mean, I'm not, but I literally couldn't care less like the both of you. But if I had to throw a little bit of money on one or the other, a little shred of me is rooting for
If you're
Ohio
asking who I think is going to win the football game, I think Ohio State's going to win. If you ask who I want to win.
Who do you want to win? Who are you rooting for?
To win. I think that Ohio State will win.
I hope we see a 38-35 shootout, something like that. But
yeah, I do too, because that's what I hear. That's what I pay for. Why I have cable
for this and to miss that spread by 0.5.
Absolutely. Then that's why I'm not betting it.
All right. Take us away, Bruno.
So yeah, we kind of want to take a little bit of focus here because why not? It's the first time all three of us are here. Let's have a little bit of fun. So I sat there today and I wrote down every game that I could find. I had a football team that is 5-6 in it. The reason why I had taken this, for those who may not know, there's like I can't even count the number of bowl games there are. There's got to be 43, 47, something up there. There's a large number of college football bowl games. But in order to qualify for one, you have to go 6-6 on the season. So we wrote down a list of teams that are 5-6, and we are going to ask everybody that is here in this panel today their opinion on who is going to win those games. We might not get in depth about it. It's going to be more like, yes,
we can't, because I have not watched a quarter of a lot of these
teams I've never heard of. But we're going to sit there and go through each and every single one of these, and then we'll kind of tell you who won the game and who won this little tournament that we're doing between ourselves. on the next episode that we plan to do at the end of the weekend.
It's a fun little round for me, the golf guy. It's a fun little round of closest to the pin. We'll name off games. Who comes closest?
Yeah. So I was told
nice
there's 22 games. I was told there's 22 games. I only saw 20 when I went through, and I went through every game 3 times, and I guess I missed 2. So if we find out what 2 those are along the way, we will ask those 2 questions as well. But otherwise, we have 20 teams there, 5 and 6. And are all of them going to make a bowl game? Or who's going to miss out? We got 2 of them actually playing right now, and I could tell you one of them is definitely not going to go to a bowl game. So we could start with Oklahoma and TCU. Oklahoma, I haven't seen the score in a while. I know that it was 42-13, and it kind of lost my mind, lost my sight. But I was going Oklahoma either way in that game, so I was going to go with a big no for TCU.
Yeah, I had no for TCU as well.
So TCU is a no.
Well, if we didn't already know what the result was going to be, I would love to just go against you guys just to be that guy. But we already can see there's a bloodbath massacre in the background.
Even if your opinion was different.
I did, honest to God, write this on a paper towel at work several hours ago. But
TCU's a big hard no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, a good thing
are you keeping tallies, Bruno?
Yeah, I got tallies here.
Okay, cool.
The good thing is, though, is that we do have Iowa and Nebraska. And with Iowa and Nebraska, it's 10-10 in the third quarter right now. So it could go either way. You don't expect either offense to really move the ball much. It's a defensive type football game. But Nebraska 5 and 6, looking to make a bowl game. Do you think Nebraska is going to win this game at where it's at right now?
No.
You know what? Fuck it. Yes.
I was also going no because I have a bet against Iowa. So,
yeah, I think Iowa wins this. I just don't think Nebraska is just so not good at football. We were talking about Jeff Sims. Was it last week?
Watching, jeez, he'd be very upset.
I apologize. But no, I mean, Iowa obviously cannot score very well. Nebraska's in the same boat.
Or at
Iowa
all.
has a better defense. I just don't really think it's close. Nebraska's somehow. It almost seems silly talking about the Big Ten West just because how abysmal it is. And you're talking like apples and oranges, but I guess someone is better. And it's Iowa.
Well, I mean, luckily this is the last year that we have to even deal with it, and they're just going to scrap it, and top 2 teams play starting next year.
Yeah, way to go, USC.
Way to do something right.
Well, I mean, otherwise we're going to get this shit Iowa team every single year.
Northwestern every couple of years might sneak in.
I like
every third year some Northwestern action.
Oh, okay, but let's be honest, that was kind of fun when they would just show up and be like, "Well, we know they're going to get their doors blown off in Indy today, but it's fun they're here."
We're here to get fucked up.
Yeah, I get glad. I get happy when Northwestern gets there, even despite what the outcomes have been. So fuck you guys.
Hey, props to the Northwestern rebound this year.
Yeah,
we talked about this a few weeks ago. Like, good for them. What they did after overcoming that scandal, it's nothing short of amazing.
And personally, I love the move that they went with. That for
you know what? That's one of the games that was not put on my list. Is that Illinois is fighting for it? So there's one of the 22. I literally didn't.
Were you looking on a betting app? Is that why?
No, I was
Liar.
looking throughout actual
betting
website
app.
like ESPN.
Oh, sure.
Right.
All right, guys, you guys are kind of being stupid. But yeah, so there you go. There's number 21. Whatever the other one is that I missed, we don't have to go through. But that is actually one of the top tier games that I was looking forward to. With it being an in-state game, we had Gabe Salgado this week write a little article on what he was looking forward to in the game. And my opinion here is, I like Northwestern. I've always liked Northwestern. I don't want U of I to get a bowl game. I don't care. So I'm going to go with Northwestern here in that one. Don't know how you guys are feeling on it. Is Illinois going to get into a bowl game?
I had Northwestern. I think they're trending in the right direction. I think the biggest thing is taking that interim tag off their coach. That guy stepped in. He's got the kids bought in. They turned it around, and I think that's one of the biggest things is that Northwestern, had the hindsight to look and be like, the kids bought in on him after losing their coach 3 weeks before the season starts.
Yeah,
they bought in and believed
as close as you can make it.
And I think that the biggest thing is that they did the right thing from an administrative standpoint, that, hey, these kids really like this guy and trust this guy. Let's take away the interim. You are the coach. And I think that's a lot to run into with this week's game. I think that's a lot of momentum and energy, that this is the guy going forward. Now let's get it done.
Yeah, absolutely agree. I mean, that announcement, like, you haven't been on the show since, like, because it's been a couple of weeks, but I've gone into it, how excited I was for him to become the new head coach of Northwestern, and everything kind of change up here in terms of what the perception of Northwestern football and the athletics department in general before the season started. You had the baseball scandal on top of it. It needed to kind of happen here where Northwestern got the get the right guy there that they trust and that they feel can be the head coach without going to some higher above source, in a way where it was like going to be some insane coach that comes in and helps out the organization. Go with someone that literally, like, that's already trusted in terms of whatever was happening happening there. Obviously this coach didn't have a part of it. If he did, then he wouldn't be trusted so well in terms of what's gone on and how he got these kids to buy in such a short amount of time.
I agree with what you're saying. I don't buy that the other coaches were so blindsided by it. I think that the school just owned up and said, all right, Fitzgerald's our fall guy, and we're going to move past this problem.
From what the scandal was, it was the other coaches that were doing it. It wasn't Fitzgerald was never apparently any of these rooms, but we don't need to get back into that.
That's a story for 12 weeks ago.
Yeah, we already argued this.
Hey, are there probably better coaches out there for this candidacy? Of course, but we're not. In this case, they weren't looking for the best coach; they were looking for the right one, and I think they got their guy.
Yeah, and that's how the organization or the college itself has gotten to this point. So, good on Northwestern, and yeah. I hope Northwestern takes out U of I tomorrow, which was one of the games I didn't have. So we could continue on. We got
up to 21.
We got BYU looking to get into a bowl game this year with having to play Oklahoma State. No, at Oklahoma State. So number 20, Oklahoma State. How are we looking for the Mormons?
I have them for no, but I'm not changing my answer. I'm sticking with no. They're not getting in. But I just remembered what happened last week with Oklahoma State.
Yeah.
As I'm doing this, I'm sitting here like, okay, I'm looking at it now. It's not as bad as I remember, but that number's a little scary for Houston.
Oklahoma State itself is like we talked about it not even a week or two ago about South Alabama beating Oklahoma State earlier in the year, and then now Oklahoma State's 8-3 going into the final week of the season.
I think they knocked them out of the top 25, right?
Yeah, it just nothing makes sense about what happened there with that school. But sometimes it's honestly one of those things where you gotta think that people come unprepared. I did want to mention Justin in the comments. Glad you're watching the show, buddy. Legends. I don't know what that was referring to unless it was us, which
He was talking about Ross and I.
yeah. Oh well. Ouch. Okay. Next game. We got Washington State at Washington. The Cougs. We were so huge on the Cougs at the beginning of this season. I think they were 4-0. They won a game. Was it Oregon State? They beat Oregon State early on in the season. We're like, damn, this team is good as can be. And I don't think they've won a game since. So
I'm sorry, Cam Ward, but I'm with Bruno. They are not making a bowl game.
yeah, it's
No.
So I just want to get this on record right now. We have all these 5-6 teams, and we have picked 5 games so far. And besides Ross's one yes in the Nebraska-Iowa game that's going on right now, as Nebraska is going from a 3rd and 7 on the 45. So this is a big play right here. We could kind of chill out for a second, see how it kind of plays out. Dropping.
Oh, is our show getting in the way of your?
He fumbles the ball. He fumbles.
Wait, what happened?
He was running for a first down and he fumbled the ball. And it's not your boy Daniels. It's a different quarterback. Whoever the frick this guy is now.
Okay, I just wanted to point out to backtrack for 2 seconds on the BYU pick. Did you guys both see the wild stat that ESPN pulled out last week for the BYU game with their quarterback?
No.
The kid came in the game and like, oh, by the way, this is the first Jewish quarterback to ever play at BYU.
Bro, you can't say it on TV.
That's an interesting stat.
Did you ever see those videos of people going around the BYU campus? They're like, hey, what's your favorite swear word? And they're like, heck. Like, say bitch for $100. No, I'm good. Like,
it was the fact like the kid came in the game and like that's the bottom line that they just posted, like historical fact for a BYU program. It's the first Jewish quarterback they've ever had. And I was like, why do we need to know that?
Yeah,
it's like the Little League World Series. Like, oh, favorite food, pizza.
It's just because
religion, Jewish.
Well, literally. I was like, that's the one stat you can pull out. Like, not that this kid was probably like a 3-star somewhere in like San Diego or California, whatever. Like, no, he's just the first Jewish quarterback to ever play football at BYU.
Oh,
4-letter network doing God's work.
Typical. I mean, it's not like it's not the first time they've done something like that. So it kind of makes sense.
And also, my dumb brain, the whole reason I even picked the Nebraska thing is I saw Chubba Purdy came in. I was like, well, Brock's killing it in the NFL. He'll find a way to win this game.
Yeah.
There you go.
Something else I just kind of want to see. I see a lot of people watching, but if you have comments, you got stuff you guys want us to shout you out, you want to ask us any questions, please get involved. The more people we have talking to us, the more fun we're going to have with it. But yeah, I honestly, I can't believe that ESPN did that.
I'll send it to you guys in our group chat later, but it's the funniest thing ever when I read it the other day that someone took the time to post that.
You know that temp in the graphics room is getting fired now.
Just the fact that we need something on this kid. I got it.
Fuck.
So, all right, we're through 5.
How do you not laugh? Come on.
So we're through 5 games here, and I thought like we didn't even wager anything on this. Like, should we like wager like someone sends somebody a pizza? Like we'll send the losers have to send the winner a pizza, even if it's in New York. I could send you a New York pizza.
Some authentic Sabaros.
Yeah.
I'm down for it.
All right.
Sure.
We're throwing a pizza on the line now to make this even more riveting.
All right, so
I
we're
want
gonna
one
go.
of them heart-shaped ones you get on Valentine's Day.
We're gonna go. So we're gonna go closest to the pin on wins here. The losers have to split a pizza for the winner.
Yeah, that works for me.
All right, book it.
All right.
Put it on the list.
So maybe my DoorDasher is going to be like, oh, you're kind of far away from your drop-off point.
The only reason why I even brought this up right now was because I'm looking at this next game, and I think this is where shit starts getting interesting between us. So we got Florida 5-6 looking to get into a bowl game against the undefeated Florida State Seminoles without, of course, Jordan Travis after the severe injury he suffered to his leg last week. It was ugly. We did not like seeing it. I know we didn't have our recap show because of shit going on in our lives and children being sick and whatnot. And but we didn't get much in on this Jordan Travis injury. And it's literally the worst thing that could have happened to this Florida State team. How we feeling about Florida State in general, as this might be the most exciting game of the weekend in terms of yikes.
So you and I did the episode a couple of weeks ago when I was filling in for Chris, and I told you that I had Florida marked as one of the teams that I saw stumbling down the stretch at some point. Well, here's the thing. We don't have Jordan Travis anymore, and I think this is the week. This is the game.
So we have that's a resounding yes.
Yeah,
Florida's the winner.
Brew, Florida's the winner.
I am also on the Florida train for this one. I think it's time. I think it's over for Florida State. I kind of think it's going to end up being one of those things where it really affects the ACC picture in general with Louisville now. Like Louisville just
that dumpster fire.
They're not going to get into a final either way. But they're going to win the ACC at the very least. I think they win the ACC championship game, no matter how this Florida State game goes. I think Louisville's the better team. And
what a dark horse too.
Yeah, unreal. Like if you could have bet them to win the ACC at the beginning of the season, frick, that would have been a good one. But
I'm going to go with no in a very close matchup.
Yeah, I agree. I think it is going to be a very, very good game in general. I just can't really sit there and think that they're going to rebound this easily, even though despite what I did see last week from the backup quarterback there, what the frick was his name?
I just see it as being too big of a hill to climb. Where like you said, the backup quarterback came in and played great. Granted, look who they were playing. I mean,
yeah,
you got to take it with a grain of salt. But I just think this is too big of a game with everything that's on the line for him to step into on short notice. And thoughts and prayers to Jordan Travis. Yeah, it was sad to see the post the other day. My college career is over. But personally, when we looked at the injury, I also thought, dude, your career just might be over because that was kind of bad. So
it looked a lot like, remember Mackenzie Milton from UCF like 4 or 5 years ago? Oh,
yeah,
man.
Yeah. Oh God, that was terrible. Right before they got into a big bowl game and
it was like during the stretch of we've been undefeated for 4 straight seasons. Let us in the playoff, and then they finally played somebody real and just got fucking shellacked. Not the point.
Yeah,
the Mackenzie Milton stuff. Disgusting.
Yeah, I just saw that as unfortunately for him. That's like one of those injuries where even at the next level, a team is probably going to stay away just because that was bad.
If it happened in the NFL, it's a different story, but nobody's going to touch him.
Yeah.
I mean, he'll get undrafted. He'll get signed somewhere, work his way up the practice squad. It's not impossible, but very tough ahead for him. Very, very sad because the kid's a baller.
Yeah, no, I'm extremely talented, but I just saw that as like one of those red flag injuries of maybe we look at him as an undrafted signee, but we're definitely not going to use a pick now.
But yeah, I'm going Florida in a low scoring tight game. I'm going Florida State in a very low scoring tight game. I think Florida State gets blown out in the ACC championship regardless, but I think they will squeak past Florida.
See, I think it is still very interesting because looking at like Tate Rodemaker, that's the quarterback, that's the backup for Florida State. When he's been out there, he's been really good. I mean, in general this year, he's thrown 5 touchdown passes already. So, I mean, granted, last week they played Northern Arizona, and I had the game on when it was 13-0 Northern Arizona, and I was like, hell yeah, this is going down tonight. And the final, even when Jordan Travis went down, was 58-13. I still just think that Florida gets amped up for this. They want to try and new regime there. They're trying to turn it around, get this program back on its footing, like Florida State has done itself. But a lot of that credit to the quarterback there. I got to give it to him. And here we go, lost them. So I took Florida in it just because I just can't sit there and
because fuck it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Got to have some excitement in this last week. At least eliminate a couple of teams and have some chaos going to the championship week.
All right, so the only person that really has not deviated so far is Bruno, because both Chris and I have gone different directions on games.
Be a lone wolf, Bruno. Be a lone wolf.
I don't need any part of you guys. All right, I'm doing this correctly. So next game we got is South Carolina versus Clemson. Big matchup between those two, always a rivalry game. South Carolina looking to get into a bowl game. Clemson ranked this week, 7-4 now, as they've been playing good football ever since they beat the beloved Irish. So South Carolina, are they getting into a bowl game? Yes or no?
Nah.
This was one of the games that I didn't have underlined until like 12:30, sitting next to Jax, and I was just looking at the paper like, can they do it? No. Maybe. No. But I'm going Scar. I think they're going to get bowl eligible. I think they're going to get the upset.
All right. Hell yeah. That's what I love to see is we're getting a yes from Chris there. We are getting a no from Ross, and then there's myself. I've actually leaned back and forth on this. Clemson just really has been playing too damn good of football to bet against them at this point. So I'm going to have to, unfortunately, think in a really close game. I think it could go either way. I think South Carolina is going to get up for this, but I am taking a no on South Carolina making the bowl game, finishing at 5-7 this year.
I don't know where in relation Clemson is, like their stadium, to where South Carolina plays, but you have to imagine Clemson's going to travel very well for this game.
I thought it was like 122 miles or something, if even.
Is it that close?
I don't think it's that far at all.
It's a couple-hour drive. A lot of people will make that.
Yeah, I mean, I went to Notre Dame last weekend, and it's
we make it for Notre Dame.
It's a 92-mile drive. I don't know if it's even that far,
but yeah. I'm diverting away from you, gentlemen.
So the next matchup I have is actually a Friday night matchup here tonight. That is today. We are looking, and I'm trying to re-verify this game because I'm making sure that's not New Mexico State, and I missed it because I know
it is New Mexico.
It's just New Mexico, so it's just the Lobos.
Against Utah State. You talking about?
Okay, got it. Yep, we got Utah State versus New Mexico. Utah State 5-6, New Mexico 4-7, but the game is at New Mexico. So how we feeling tonight is Utah State, the Aggies, the other Aggies, going to make the bowl game.
The real Aggies?
I have Utah State.
I also have Utah State.
I have Utah State as well. Another team I have no thoughts on because I have not watched a single quarter this year.
Yeah, exactly. Nope. I remember watching them play Utah like 7 years ago in a riveting game.
And that was that.
We go through this all the time. My big dumb brain still remembers they had that coach that ended up coaching at Wisconsin. for a couple of years. So I go back to, oh yeah, no, that team. Yeah, no, they're good. They'll win this.
So, as you guys might have noticed, I kind of took all these ranked games earlier and then kind of started going down the list. So now we're going to start going into a lot of the non-ranked teams that are going to be a little bit tougher for us to pick out. That kind of is going to show the parity between who gets this freaking pizza. Because, man, I want a good Los Angeles pizza from you boys. So
Los Angeles, huh?
Yeah, that's what I'm already picking. I'm already imagining. I can't wait until you guys pay for it.
All right.
We got NIU at Kent State tomorrow.
Let me break the ice. Yes, yes. Yes is all around.
I'm going to start right here. If you pick against NIU on this show, I am not going to be your friend anymore, and we are canceled.
Is it that easy? All right, give me Kent State. Yeah, I think NIU all around is pretty clear. Obviously, for you guys, I think what's Kent State? 10 or 1-10?
1-10, maybe.
Yeah, give me NIU in probably not even a close one.
Perfect game for Thomas Hammock to lose. Right, Ross?
I'm going to keep it really simple. And I swear to God, if they don't win, Jordan Lynch better be the next head coach at NIU.
Yeah. Well, we were talking about this before the show. Jordan Lynch obviously was a Heisman candidate back when he played at NIU. He had a career crazy amount of rushing touchdowns, rushing yards, throwing.
Two-time Heisman finalist.
I mean, he literally was the epitome of a lot of fun for us when we were at NIU in terms of like winning championships and going to the Orange Bowl and everything that NIU was able to accomplish while we were there at the school. And Thomas Hammock has taken over this team, and it has been not the greatest. We did win a MAC championship, and we thought everything was turned around, and then they came back last year and had one of the worst seasons we've ever seen from NIU in general. Now they are 5-6 this year. They had high expectations again, down below, and we have a kid in Jordan Lynch, who's been the head coach of Mount Carmel for the last 6 seasons now, and is on the verge of possibly tomorrow night winning his 3rd straight state championship as the head coach of Mount Carmel. It's a possibility, and I love that Ross's thoughts with this were that Jordan Lynch would become the new head coach of the Northern Illinois Huskies if Thomas Hammock does not win this game and get NIU into a bowl game. Crazy thought. I love it.
So does a little piece of you want NIU to lose?
Right? If that like it's just such a in your head.
Fuck the bowl game. Look at it like this. If you don't lose to Carbondale.
Okay. Really simple. I was running this over with Bruno because my big dumb brain, but he went to the NFL, then he went to the CFL, retired. He came back and he was already the running back and quarterback coach at Northern Illinois. He was a coach for 1.5 years at Northern Illinois, so he already has that coaching experience. In the year after that, he went to Mount Carmel to replace the coach after 30 years. Since then, he's been there 6 years. He's 63-8, and this will be the 3rd state championship in 6 years.
That's a good resume.
Why would you not give a hometown Husky favorite a shot if you're going to rebuild a program?
I mean, this is the move, especially, if he has ambitions to move on.
Well, if you do want to,
this is obviously the next step.
If you do want to look at it, though, Thomas Hammock is an old NIU running back who came in as a.
Was he a 2-time Heisman finalist?
Oh, no, he wasn't. I mean, Jordan Lynch was also a quarterback that you could maybe excuse for a running back since he was on the Bears practice squad as a running back. So
I'm just saying, I don't think it's a terrible idea to look at. So Sean Frazier, if you're listening or happen to see this, maybe give Jordan a call.
Wow. And dude, I love it. Like Ross is so fucking into it with the clicking of his pen and shit. He's ready to go. So yeah, we all take an NIU in that one. We got Central Florida and Houston. This one's at Central Florida. We've watched Central Florida play for a while now, in some big games underneath their belt. They've really played really good football. Houston, not so much. So I'm taking Central Florida here to be able to go to a bowl game this year. I hate the Big 12 though.
I am also going for UCF. I have liked Houston. I know we've both won a little bit of money on them so far this year. They've been competitive-ish for, the better part of at least half their games. But no, I do like UCF here. I don't think they cover, but that's not what we're talking about right now. So give me UCF straight up to make a bowl game.
UCF going to a bowl game. Chris says yes.
UCF.
Ross says yes. So been pretty straight of the line over the last three. We are looking right now. If you're not looking at this Nebraska-Iowa game, Nebraska is on a 4th and 11, but I believe that they are within field goal range. So we'll see. No, yep, they are bringing on the field goal kicker right now to make it a 13-10 game with 5 minutes left.
The only opinion I have on Houston and UCF is both these teams are actually extremely similar. The only reason I'm seeing UCF and them getting it done, going bowl eligible, is the fact that it's at home. If this was a reverse situation of like UCF at Houston, I would probably like Houston. I like the fact that these teams are pretty even. I tend to just go with the fact that UCF is at home. That's going to be what gets it done.
Yeah, that's kind of where my sentiments were with it, and I like I said, I enjoyed what
he missed it
the last couple of weeks. Yeah, I was gonna say I didn't want to interrupt Ross. We did miss the 44-yard field goal to take the lead, so Iowa's getting the ball back now at 5 minutes in a 10-10 game, and the under is looking okay for a field goal winner here. So we are good. The next one we got.
Jesus, I'm on a delay. I could have made that field goal that went so far left.
Oh, you know what? Another thing I'd love to see on videotape is Ross make a 44-yard field goal. So
I really want to do that college game day kick that McAfee keeps shoving money.
Yeah, I know, right?
I'm like, man, I can nail. You give me 10 tries, I'll make like 2 of them.
I don't. At that point, I don't give a shit. I wouldn't even do like the correct format. I would just go and toe poke it as hard as I could and just knock it down there.
Yeah,
give me a pair of steel toes. Let me get at this bad boy.
Next one, and then I'm gonna go grab another beer really quick. We got Navy at SMU. So Southern Methodist program trying to rebuild after what was good couple seasons a couple of years ago. Navy 5-5 though, so they do have another game left. We do have the Navy Army game. They might just put Navy into a bowl game early anyway. They normally do that, but you know what? They were on the 5-5 cusp. Navy versus SMU. How we feeling about it? Yes or no for Navy?
So really simple is this is technically a loophole for everybody.
Yep.
That say yes to Navy because Navy has to play twice to become bowl eligible. So Navy.
So if Navy wins both games, he's taking. If we're doing that, then yes, Navy. Navy will get into a bowl game if we're taking a double yes. Despite
although I'm gonna say they've
Air Force, man. Air Force has been on a treacherous downfall.
Air raid.
Although I'm gonna say just because we're covering this game and it's technically a loophole, I do believe Navy probably loses today to SMU, but I believe they probably beat Army, and that's how they get in.
All right, I agree with your. If we're going with the loophole theory, I'm with it because I kind of think SMU is going to beat them today. But
loophole, yes. I also have Navy losing against SMU.
Okay, so technically, do we just want to all be in agreement that technically this game is a wash today?
Yeah, I mean, I'm in with it. It's
that we all realistically are looking at SMU is probably going to kick the shit out of them, but realistically they are probably going to win the Commanders Trophy game, whatever.
Yeah, I mean that's what we got to kind of have to go with. Oh man, Iowa just score it all the way, and they didn't score.
What the hell are those
Or
people wearing?
oh, I like them.
So then technically, are we counting this towards this week's tally, or are we scratching this one?
No, I mean it's yeah. I guess we could scratch it. That makes sense because of your loophole theory. I don't even want to like you're making this too complicated for me, Ross. I'm just trying to be drunk.
Hey, unless we wanted to, all three of us all three of us already kind of went off of if we're gonna place it today, we don't. All three of us do not see them winning that game today, but beating Army to get in.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I saw.
All right, so we're gonna just scratch that off and say 2 weeks from now, Navy's bowl eligible. Got it.
Good luck to the midshipmen. I think that they always though, like honestly, when they're 5-6, they always let Navy into that game either way. They're just like, well, they're good enough.
Fuck you, James Madison. Come on in, Navy.
They're on a delay. It's fine.
Yeah, well, I mean, they already announced yesterday. It looks like Mississippi State will get the spot if enough teams don't qualify.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of Mississippi State, you can kind of break your news here, Ross, as I grab another beer because it was your news that you broke.
Oh, Mississippi State quarterback Will Rogers, 4-year starter, and entered the transfer portal today, and I think he's going to get a really good look by a lot of schools.
AKA Notre Dame's quarterback next year because Marcus Freeman does not trust the process.
I mean, I think his seat's already warm, and I honestly don't blame him in that strategy of realistically, would he like to recruit a 5-star, 4-star guy in there and develop him over time? What school wouldn't want to do that for a sustained success? It's the fact that I don't think he thinks he has the time to do that right now, and it's more win now. Where I think,
no, I think I don't think he's on a hot seat, but it's definitely warming up. And waiting on CJ Carr, waiting on Deuce Knight. I don't think Reddit seems to think Steve Angeli's ready, but I just can't imagine him not going to the portal.
I could see next season and possibly even the season following that, and then having the true recruits that are in there now as juniors, seniors getting the shoulder tap. All right, it's your time.
Right.
But I could see next year and the following year them just doing the Sam Hartman treatment again of who's the best out there that's available. Let's bring him in for a year. The guys already here learned from this veteran, especially someone like a Will Rogers. Will Rogers has started since he was a true freshman in 2020. I mean that's something that you can't buy with a quarterback that. He got thrown in the SEC competition when he was 18 years old, and he did decent. His sophomore year, he set conference records for completion percentage. And we're talking about the SEC. Some of the best quarterbacks that have ever come out of there, or in professional football, have come out of that division. He's the one that has the completion records and all that. I would not be surprised to see someone like Notre Dame take a shot at someone like a Will Rogers for a 4-year starter, big arm. He's got the veteran experience. Why not plug and play?
I think Gerard Parker, after a lot of guys watching him use Sam Hartman the way he used him this year, I think that would be a big red flag for a lot of transfer quarterbacks who like showing off that big arm.
Well, I mean, there's also the dude at Tulane, Pratt. They do not know. He really has two options. He can declare himself, and he'll probably be a 5th, 6th round pick in next year's draft, or he can enter the portal and end up at a program like Notre Dame and be on TV primetime every Saturday, and probably shoot himself up the board for the following year.
Right. No, I mean, there's definitely options, and obviously, as we get further into the winter, a lot more declarations of transfer will be coming out. But no, I mean, that is big news, Will Rogers. I mean, no matter where he goes, it's going to be big.
Ross is taking his pee break now. See, that's what happens when we start drinking early. I actually had these kind of like I was listening to Ross earlier in terms of his sentiments on like Freeman being on the hot seat at Notre Dame, and I was kind of just like, no, man, I don't think so. I mean,
I don't think it's.
I think being USC is a big deal at Notre Dame.
I don't see him on a hot seat.
He's
I think
got
he's
an 8-3 season. Who gives a shit?
I don't see him on a hot seat. I think he's on a warm seat though. I think he's got an eye on him.
Yeah. I mean, if next year's a fail, I think the top 12 should be obtainable. And if you're in the top 12, fine, you're here for another year because that's all you gotta do is make the top 12 now. And that's literally where the stakes kind of stand in terms of like if he could do that. But I mean, even this year, like with all the crazy shit that could happen over the next couple of days, next week and a half, like Notre Dame might be in the top 12 either way. It's just
no shit.
Yeah, I was more going with I think this year for sure, and possibly the following season. Don't be surprised to see Notre Dame go with a portal quarterback just because of the timeline of just needing someone in there. Because then at that point,
I 100% think that's where they're going.
I don't. I was telling Ross, I don't think Angeli's the guy. They really have to just wait out for CJ Carr and Deuce Knight.
Yeah, I honestly, and that's good. That's what it's going to be. But I think that for sure, next year is going to be another transfer year.
For a homegrown recruit, you need to give them till they're junior, honestly, a junior or senior to actually give them the reins. Where I think that's where they buy the time of just using the portal.
Yeah, I don't with 4 stars. I don't know if they'll wait that long, but most of the time with how Notre Dame recruits quarterbacks, apart from now, that would more than likely be the case.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting to see what kind of happens and how the fallout kind of goes throughout Notre Dame this offseason. Everything's up in the air because it's not really like there's been a solidified point and like this is what it's all about. But I think we could do a whole freaking special on that for us. So
keep us talking for a while.
But we'll kind of continue through here because we got quite a bit more games left here. So we got Rice versus Florida Atlantic. It is at Rice. Will Rice make a bowl game?
I have yes. Rice will make a bowl game.
I have no, because for whatever reason, I always loved Florida Atlantic. They got classic jerseys.
Owls.
I've been to that stadium before. It's just a cool setup, even though it's at Rice. I'm gonna go no.
The final four of the final game of the ESPN Classic in college basketball. It's just a hot school.
I like Florida Atlantic, so Rice, no.
I took Rice. I'm gonna say yeah. Like the Rice has been a really good team. Are both the schools Owls? Is that Florida Atlantic's thing too? Is like
yeah,
they're both Owls. Okay,
yeah,
pretty cool. That's a different.
I see what you did there.
Rice is actually the same logo as my high school, and it just kind of irritates the shit out of me.
Honestly, part of what I want to see is Rice's quarterback is JT Daniels, who has now played, this is what, his 4th or 5th school since starting at USC. And I would just love to see
go down on a loss.
Flat on his face again. Oh, 5th year, 5th school. Guess what? Same result.
Back to bed, Grandpa. Come on.
I'm pretty sure he's been He's been USC, Georgia, West Virginia, and now Rice.
That's a lot of schools.
That's a lot.
And guess what the result at all those schools were at the time he was there. So give me the Florida Atlantic Owls today.
All right. We're feeling it, but I'm taking Rice anyway. Syracuse versus Wake Forest.
Q's.
Yeah, we're taking Syracuse here. I don't think anyone's going against Syracuse.
Is Dino Babbers finishing the season, or is he done?
I believe they fully relieved him of duties.
Yeah, it's effective immediately. It's not a good showing to keep him around.
Yeah, I didn't think so. He was who I was trying to think of last Friday when we were on the show. That the guy we worked with, his son-in-law, he coached with him before going to Kent State.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're 90 minutes east of me. People get a little pumped up when they're relevant around here. So I'm gonna go with high vibes and just say Syracuse.
Has anybody ever good come out of Syracuse? I'm not talking like Carmelo. I'm thinking
Donovan
NFL.
McNabb.
Oh, okay. That's like the third time he came up today.
Mount Carmel's Donovan McNabb.
Mount Carmel.
Yeah, I honestly like Syracuse here. Wake Forest head coach last week a little bit upset when I was at the game and I saw the little video package they did of they were playing Celine Dion, I believe. I will always love you.
No, that is Whitney. That is not Celine Dion.
I was gonna say blasphemous.
Whatever. Either way, they were playing that song.
I give you credit for the high note, but no, that's definitely Whitney, brother. Come on.
Mimosas at 9 a.m. Bruno. Damn it.
That's a lot. But yeah, they were playing that while Sam Hartman and showing Sam Hartman on the video board, and the Wake Forest head coach was kind of made a comment in terms of we homegrown him. He was here for 4 to 5 years, and you guys only dated him for a year. What do you mean you always love him? We'll always love him, not you guys. Well, he came here to try and win. So I'm sorry.
Somebody's not over the breakup.
Yeah, I was just like, Jesus Christ, this guy's upset.
Wake Forest left at the altar.
Trying to drive downfield to take the lead in this game with 1:40 left. So interesting little thing in terms of our little polling here, but we'll continue going on. We got Old Dominion at 5-6 playing 6-5 Georgia State tomorrow. How are we feeling about this one?
Old Dominion's, again, haven't watched much. I know you've spoken on them a few times. I am going Old Dominion to get into a bowl game here. And I like their name, Old Dominion. Isn't there a band called Old Dominion?
There is.
There you
go. And same thing. I'm not gonna lie. The only reason I'm going this route, if you went back to NCAA 14, the video game, and you got to pick a career and be like an offensive coordinator and work your way up. Several times I started with Old Dominion because they had dope jerseys at the time, and worked my way up to being the head coach of Notre Dame. Give me the Monarchs.
Going Monarchs.
I cannot wait until that new NCAA game comes out.
Oh, yeah. I think every grown man about our age has it marked down for a release date. You take the kids. I'm going to go in this room for the next 48 hours.
I was just talking to our buddy Joe Sanders earlier. I don't game anymore because my kids. And he's like, oh, don't worry. They'll be old enough one day. I'm like, well, one day is going to be when NCAA comes out.
No, I'm the same way. I probably haven't gamed in 3 or 4 years, but I have a date marked down of when I am going to again.
Fuck yeah. Especially with NIL now, you have to assume they're going to use their actual names and stuff.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, I'm right there with y'all. We got an in-state rivalry here. We got Louisiana trying to make a bowl game against Louisiana Monroe. How are we feeling about
that? I have Louisiana making a bowl game.
I got the Cajuns also.
I think we all kind of swept them across the board. That one seems kind of Louisiana Monroe kind of on the down low there, but we don't really know much about them because we're not going to lie to you. Don't watch a lot of Louisiana in-state football, but
yeah, I don't even like watching LSU.
Yeah, it really upsets me too. We got Wisconsin at Minnesota, though. That's an interesting one. We got Wisconsin trying to make a bowl game this year. How does Wisconsin fare in Minnesota, though?
I like my boy PJ Fleck. I might be betting with my heart here instead of my brain, but I'm going Minnesota wins this game.
Row that boat.
So everybody is taking Minnesota except for me.
I'm the lone wolf, Bruno, the lone wolf.
And that's the loss that's the loss me and Chris were looking for.
Yeah, you guys fucking wish. All right, so actually one that's pretty tough. I mean, this is probably one of the toughest ones on the slate. We got Virginia Tech at Virginia or versus Virginia. So it's at Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech trying to get into a bowl game.
It's at Virginia.
At Virginia.
Oh yeah, it's
if this was at Vatech at night, it would be Virginia Tech. Not even kind of close. With that being said, I am still saying Virginia Tech makes it to a bowl game. But I think it will be much closer if the tables had been turned.
Yes, for Chris.
Well, once again, my big dumb brain. In the early 2000s, I had a Michael Vick Virginia Tech jersey. We're going to ride with Virginia Tech.
Yeah, yes. And then I am going to go with a big fat no. I'm taking Virginia. Virginia's just sat there and they've done it all year long where they beat these big ACCs like we're the next top tier. We're going to beat this shit. And then Virginia comes in and knocks them down. And it's like, here's Virginia Tech, like, oh, in-state rivalry. We're going to sit there and we're going to go to a bowl game. It's going to be great. It's going to be okay. We're the Hokies. No. We're the Cavaliers and we're going to beat your ass. And that's what's going to happen here. So we're going with Virginia taking over on Virginia Tech here. So
sorry. Virginia has had some sneaky wins, but like at what point is like with how bad the ACC is, like how much makeup could you put on a pig?
A lot. Tyreek Hill's hurt, so something to watch.
Tyreek Hill? Oh, yeah. Did that game start?
Yeah, sure did.
Yeah, 40 seconds left in the college game.
Yeah, it's looking Iowa throwing downfield, and it's intercepted. And Nebraska
on a delay.
Nebraska's going to be in field goal. Oh, there's a flag on the field though. So
hey, but just while we're getting close to the end of this game, who did you both take?
I took Iowa, you dipshit.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Yeah, I took Iowa. Don't worry, I'll miss another one. Free football time.
Oh no. All right. Continuing on, I got 4 more games here on the slate, and then we are finally finished. We got Marshall versus Arkansas State. Marshall's trying to get into a bowl game. It's at Marshall. How we feeling about Marshall, the herd?
Give me Marshall.
This is one of those sentimental things where it happened like 50 years ago, the plane crash, everything, but still to this day, we are Marshall.
Does anybody else sing "We Are Marshall" like the Farmers Insurance commercial? Like "We Are Marshall," bump 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 bump. Because I do all the time.
It's popped in my head.
I'm glad I'm not alone.
I'd be lying to say that I have not. And ever since Matthew McConaughey reprised that role for that movie, we are Marshall all day.
Yeah, not for me. Not for me.
God damn it, Bruno! Stop being a lone wolf now.
Well, whatever. I did take Marshall though.
No, Chris. This is where me and the battle just comes down to me and you because he's clearly taking himself out of it.
I took Marshall. You dickhead.
Stop messing with our hearts.
I took Marshall. Yeah. Next up, South Florida versus Charlotte. Riveting game here. South Florida trying to get into a bowl game versus Charlotte at home. I'm going to go with the easy one here with the yes for South Florida getting into a bowl game. Way to go, Bulls. Bulls in the bowl.
Yeah, I'm going South Florida as well. I keep having like Vietnam flashbacks of Tyler Buckner's first Alabama game. I believe that was against South Florida, and it was a dumpster fire. Regardless, that match might as well not have counted against Alabama, but I think South Florida wins this game pretty easily.
Yeah, I feel you. How about you, Rossi?
Same.
All right. Nice and easy there with
Although I do love Charlotte's coach is the dude that's always in the cutoff crop top on the sidelines.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
By the way.
he always ends up he's in a cutoff. He cuts the sleeves off, and he just runs up and down basically in a crop top.
Nice. We had a high school coach. His name was Pape. I think Anthony Pape. He played a couple years in the NFL or on practice squads, and he came in as like a lineman coach or a D lineman coach, something. And it was like one Halloween, it was blizzarding out, and you just see this mountain of a man on the sideline wearing a T-shirt or a cutoff one or the other and basketball shorts, just running back and forth down the sideline. I'm like, God damn, that's got to put some fear in your opponent's eyes. Like, what are they feeding those guys?
That's the epitome of a man.
Iowa just picked it off and now is heading back the other way. So, who did you take, Rush? Who was the team that you took?
Okay, I must be on a delay or something because you are way ahead of me.
I'm 100% on a delay.
Who says I'm live?
Let's finish this up before this game either goes into overtime or Iowa wins. Cal at UCLA. Cal trying to get into a bowl game. UCLA is UCLA. Who we taking here? Are we taking Cal?
Cal will not make it to a bowl game.
Yeah, same. The fact if this is another one was if it was flipped, if it was
UCLA. Iowa down to the 15 with 2 timeouts left. Iowa's in field goal range. The under, baby.
They'll 100% miss.
Am I hit, baby? I took the money line plus 120. Let's go.
For this game, this is another one of those. If it was flipped and it was Cal, if it was UCLA at Cal, I could see the Cal vibes, but no, UCLA.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I'm taking UCLA here. Yeah, there's just, I mean, UCLA has been bad for the last couple of weeks for sure, but I just don't see how Cal goes into UCLA and gets the dub here. Big rivalry game, though. It's always fun. And then the last but not least, we got Colorado State at Hawaii. Colorado State trying to get into a bowl game. How are we feeling about Colorado State at Hawaii?
I like Colorado State.
I like Colorado State as well. It's going to be kind of funky with something we never talk about for some reason, except for hockey playoffs, is jet lag, because the mountains to Hawaii is probably a pretty righteous trip. But I like Colorado State.
Iowa taking a knee about 3 yards back to center it for the field goal with 4 seconds left. But yeah, I agree. I took I really want to take Hawaii in this one, but I mean, since I already am going to win this with what I've already taken, I'm just going to go Colorado State. So just to not give you guys any more flippers.
Was that 21 or 22?
That was 21. So if you have the 22nd,
it's Toledo at Central Michigan.
Oh, so that game's
I believe
done.
Is it over? I was going to say I believe it's going on.
Yeah, I mean, that game should be over. I know Toledo was up already. Because it was, Toledo won 32-17. So it's a little too late for that one.
Well, not that it matters, but I had Central Michigan.
Iowa.
Oh, no. Never mind.
I didn't see, baby.
All right, so I'm down 1 to start the week. Got it.
There it is.
Right. Let's cook.
We all get the win in the Oklahoma TCU game because of, there we are. And Ross with a loss going to 1-1. And Bruno
Rossi.
2-0. We're doing it live. We said, we'll do it live since we couldn't figure out the background issues earlier. So,
all right, and just because it's my normal thing, I spent a day and a half trying to figure out a trap, and I couldn't find a trap until this morning. Eating my Thanksgiving leftovers, having a drink, sitting around thinking, Arkansas football's got nothing going for them. later today is senior night at home against Missouri.
Don't do that.
I like the Razorbacks over Missouri.
My boy Schrader in the backfield has been absolutely killing it. I don't think the Razorbacks are doing it.
The Razorbacks, they have no shot at a bowl, anything. This is it for a majority of the guys on that team. I will not be surprised to see them give it their all and leave it on the field. And that's the only trap I could even come close to coming up with, because there really isn't much this week. It's all kind of set in stone. They are who we thought they were.
Yeah, I
wrote us off, but we ain't right back.
I felt the same sentiments in terms of my betting picks for the week. I was kind of feeling that, but yeah, Mizzou's gonna win that game because fuck you, don't pick against Mizzou.
Did anybody look at Oklahoma TCU recently?
No, what's the score?
Combined score of 99, 61-38 with 6.5 left in the fourth.
Oof, crushing it. They can
Jesus.
I can go for the half tonight.
How many people hammered the under?
Miami kicking the shit out of Boston College also.
Yeah, I saw that get out of hand earlier. Kind of got good news for you, though, in terms of my betting. Last week, a 7-2 week. So if you took what I threw out there, you had a good fucking time.
Congratulations. It only took you till November.
Yeah, right. Well,
because he laid off the Big 12 game.
I just want to point out I'm really glad we're recording, just so people can go back and see the smirk that Chris gave when I said that.
Yeah. I just want to be above 500 at the end of the year, which now after the Iowa win, money line win, by the way, so that's fucking even more money than normal. 60-61.
Wait, hold on. I don't want to be that guy, but did you tweet out that Iowa bet?
No.
Mm.
I'll take 59-51 because the other 6 that I have are all going to win. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got Miami, Ohio at Ball State tomorrow, or versus Ball State. So at home, Miami, Ohio -4. Ball State, suck it. Syracuse gets Wake Forest -2.5. Syracuse, you're getting it done. Old Dominion -2.5. We already talked about it. We're all on their side. Old Dominion's getting it done. Got UNLV -2.5 because there's a lot of -2.5s. UNLV.
It's wild that UNLV is getting favored after what they did last year and what they are this year.
Yeah, they're just a different breed.
Like a year ago, you tell me like, oh, they're actually going to be pretty good. I'll be well. They got smoked by Michigan.
Game I found pretty interesting when I took this Alabama game here, because I took Alabama -13. I think that's interesting because they're playing Auburn, and it's just like Auburn's awful. Like
it's only 13.
Yeah, I thought.
Remember, was it last week's show when Georgia was playing Tennessee, and I was like, I'm going to alt line at 4 scores.
Yeah.
Didn't they win by 28?
Yeah. Sure did. They won by a lot.
Should have bet that.
I took North Carolina State +2.5 and Fresno State -5, and that's all I bet this week because
keeping it light.
It's a really weird week.
Oh
my God.
Fun game to watch. Don't really have too much input on it, but gonna be fun for the limited slate we have today. The Tulane versus UTSA, both 7-0 in conference, 8-3 versus 10-1. I actually think that could be a slightly entertaining game with the limited viewing capacity we have today.
I think UTSA wins.
Utsa.
That's gonna be your trap.
Yeah, if I had to put out a trap, I think UTSA wins, and it kind of shakes things up so that, some other school, all the non-power 5s could get in. Da-na-na-na-na. Liberty.
Yeah,
fucking
well,
James Madison
yeah.
just lost it. They said I don't want to win because they
I
won't
was-
let us play.
Yeah, crazy. And they dropped their suit now because of it as well. So that's unfortunate.
I know that I got shit on last week taking North Carolina
Zach
plus
Nat's in the
points.
house.
Huh?
Zach Nat's in the house.
Oh, what up, Zach Nat? Why did I say your last name? That was weird. What's up, Fat Zach?
What up,
I know I
man?
got shit on last week taking North Carolina in points. I think that brings me to 3 losses this year.
Yikes.
So 8-3. What week are we in? 12.
We're in 13.
I know I mentioned it earlier, but kept you on the edge of your seat. I am taking Houston plus 14 at Central Florida.
All right, I'm feeling the plus 14. That seems like a lot, even though I feel like Central Florida is going to win the game, but 14 is a lot of points, so I'm there with
It just seemed like too much to lay off of.
Did either of you have eyes on the Air Force Boise State game, though?
Air Raid. No, I did not.
Air Force 8-3 versus 6-5 Boise State at Boise State. Boise State's getting 7.
Yeah, I looked at it. Air Force has lost their last 3 games, and they've lost them embarrassingly.
Rip in peace.
Yeah, I'm not on the Air Force train anymore.
Not anymore.
Air Raid.
Oh, wait, nope. Actually, they're a running team. Never mind.
Oh shit, they've changed everything. I haven't been here in years. But yeah, other than that, it's been a good Thanksgiving week. I don't think that there's anything else that we got to cover. We'll be back with another show to cover the weekend on Monday. But I've enjoyed this one with you boys. It was a fun.
This was a nice change of pace instead of just going over games, talking about news and.
Yeah,
whatnot.
I mean it's we're here to have fun. It's the holidays, and that's what we're all about, is having a good time. We're gonna have a good time for the last couple of weeks, championship weekend next weekend. So we'll continue to throw out episodes, and we'll continue to talk about whatever's going on. But as always, stay in our comments, message us on Twitter. We got our CFB On Tap Twitter page. All 3 of us are available on Twitter. Anything you guys want to talk about, we're always available and open to it. So we want to have a lot of fun as we're doing this, and I feel like today was a lot of fun. So anything else that you boys have? You guys got anything, boys?
In general, thanks for having me on with both you guys for the first time. It was obviously we shoot the shit all week in our little group chat, but it's actually fun to jump on and just shoot the shit with all you guys on camera, especially for some college football talk, especially on this holiday weekend. So thanks for having me.
Absolutely, yeah, it's been fun. This has been a good show. It's been fun, a lot of playful banter, and somebody's gonna owe me a pizza. So
Yeah,
Well,
I mean, I can't
we'll
wait
see.
to talk about who the pizza winner is. This might be better than gambling for the week, which is weird for me.
I would have said like $25 each, to Venmo for a bar tab, but fuck it, I like pizza.
Yeah, pizza's pretty cool. I guess if we are on tap though, yeah. Maybe you guys have to send a beer as well, since I'm gonna win. So whatever. I mean, you have to add something on top if you guys wanted to.
I'll send you a little airplane bottle of Malort.
I'll dump it down the drain.
All right.
All right.
Is that all? You guys got anything else?
No, I mean, I don't feel I have anything in terms of pop culture this week. We'll get into our own Christmas movie watching over the next couple of weeks for sure. So
yeah. Well, let's wait till
I
December.
think we already started with pop culture, so
I can't wait to hear your top 5 Christmas songs. Get ready.
Oh man, I was listening to them all day yesterday. Snow.
All right, guys. Thank you for watching. This has been College Football on Tap, brought to you by the On Tap Sports Net. Have a good long holiday weekend.
Happy Thanksgiving.